Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I am going to do something a little bit different. I'm kind of going roadkill. I don't know if many of you watch that show. I love the show, I think it's great. But I got that truck that I showed you in a previous video where I put a distributor in it. This one right here. Well, it's my truck now. So what we're doing is I'm actually taking it home with me. So I'm driving it 250 miles home. And it's been parked for quite a while. So I don't know what this is gonna do for me. Hopefully make it there. I had to tape in a headlight right there. This way, you know, if the cop stops me or something, at least I have a headlight there. It does work. It's just everything was missing for it, so I just taped it in place. So now this truck has a 5.7 in it with throttle body injection, and it's got the Turbo 400 transmission. It does not have overdrive. And the way it drives, I think this thing's got like 456 gears. So we're going to be keeping this thing to about 60, 65 on the highway, even though the speed limit's 70. You know, I just don't want to have the motor screaming, and I don't know how accurate the fuel gauge is. I know I filled it up, and the gauge pins, and it was on empty before, but I put in 30 gallons. I don't know how big the tank is. I haven't the slightest idea. So I just don't want to take a chance. So I'd rather try to get as best mileage as I can out of it. Plus I don't want to have the motor screaming, you know, at 4,000 RPM going down the highway. So wish me luck. I'm off. So far everything's going good. The truck, I mean, it has AC, but it doesn't work right now. I gotta fix that. Surprisingly enough, this thing seems to be getting pretty darn good gas mileage. Because I've already gone 100 miles and the gauge has hardly moved. Unless it means I'm going to run out of gas because the gauge ain't working right. But it seems like it was working before. So here we go, we're cruising down the road. I'm doing a consistent 65. The oil pressure gauge is broken. That's the only downfall to this whole thing. And the radio doesn't work. So, whatever, I'm just listening to the motor. And since the AC in that doesn't work, I got the window down. So it's kind of loud in here. That's it for now. I'll film a little more when I get somewhere where I can pull over. I'm gonna have to take a rest soon. I had to stop for a minute, stretch my legs a little bit, and the gas gauge is working. I mean, literally like I went 125 miles, 135 miles, something like that, and the gas gauge only dropped a little bit, but now in the last 20, 30 miles, it's dropped almost a quarter of a tank. So at least I know it's working. Because I knew it worked fine from a quarter tank to empty because we had never filled it up. We just ran it locally. So anyway, temperature staying good. You know, it's staying at like just under 200. Everything's looking pretty good. You know, the truck actually drives very well, considering it was sitting for so long and, you know, just hadn't been used. It's basically like a farm truck. But anyway, so it's got the 5.7 with a Turbo 400. Can't beat that. Only problem is you can't go very fast. So 65 is about tops. And the tires are way out of balance, so it like shakes the teeth out of my head after a while. So, all right. Well, we're gonna get back on the road and continue down this exit ramp, get back on the road. We're a little more than halfway there. Made it home. Couple of stops, 250 miles. I filled the tank back up. I was averaging 9.16 miles to the gallon. 9.16. That's actually better than I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to average 7. So, not bad if you consider. But yeah, so a couple of stops. Had a little heavy traffic there for a little bit. 250 miles. Took me about 5 hours to get home. My back. Anyway. This up. So all in all, I really don't have any complaints. And in case you guys are wondering, that's where I live. My wife and I, we live in a motorhome on private property. Wouldn't have it any other way. We absolutely love it. It's absolutely great. It's perfect. And that's actually a Cummins diesel. So, and it's a front engine Cummins diesel, which is a little on the odd side. They call them Freds. Front engine diesel, basically. It's on a Freightliner chassis. But anyway. Yeah, so this truck actually did pretty well, you know, other than the mileage. I'm sure if I kept the mile an hour down to like say 55 to 60, I would have probably been over 10. But, you know, I tried to keep it at 65, but of course, I kept, next thing I know, I'm doing 70, and the motor's screaming. But yeah, I got no complaints. It did what it was supposed to do. There's a few things I got to fix on it, but all in all, I mean, the truck is straight. The truck ain't bad at all. It's definitely something. I originally bought it. I actually bought this about 5 months ago. But I originally bought it because I had a customer that was looking for something like this. And then I had a couple of miscellaneous problems with it up there. Like the distributor was one. The gentleman who I bought it from happened to be my son-in-law. The fuel pump went out on it. So he put a new fuel pump in it for me. But there was a couple of issues. We wound up tuning it up to putting cap rotor. Well, cap and rotor was on the distributor, but we wound up putting wires and plugs in it, or he did it for me. But all in all, everything's good. So I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna fix it up a little bit, clean it up, and pass it on to somebody else. Let them. At least I know I drove it. I put some good mileage on it. The temperature stayed just below 210, like actually, like in the 195 range. Judging by the gauge. Other than that terrible gas mileage, it really wasn't bad. I got to fix the air conditioning. It does have air conditioning. Let's see what else. Oh, the roof lights. I got to fix that. I got to put new roof lights on it because they do leak. I'm going to reupholster the front seat. What else am I going to do? I got to fix that headlight, obviously. There's a few things I got to do to it, but it's got good tires on it. It runs good. It drives good. Actually, if it didn't have, it's got a bad vibration too at about 65 to 70. It's pretty harsh. So I'm gonna have to get these tires balanced or clean them up because I just realized there's a bunch of mud and debris on them. So, and also, I don't know if you could see it. The yellow car in the background. That's an upcoming project. I've had that car a while, but that's an upcoming project I'm gonna do something with. Not quite 100% certain what I'm doing with it yet. I have an AMC 401 for it, but I do have other plans too, or other items that I could use. So we're gonna see, but yeah. So all in all, I'm very happy with it. A little cleanup, a little dress up. Fix a couple of the issues that it does have, and it'll be a good truck for somebody. All right, that's it. Hopefully you got something out of that. If you could, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. That's it for now. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.